Greetings and welcome to Workforce Education 560. Workforce Education 560 is the historical and philosophical foundations in workforce education. I'm the instructor for the class. I'm Dr. Michael Harvey. I'm a professor of education in the College of Education here at Penn State. I work specifically in the Workforce Education and Development program at Penn State University. I'm also the person who is in charge of the CTE Leadership Program, and Workforce Education 560 is a course that's part of the leadership program. It's also part of the doctoral program, and it's also part of the master's program in Workforce Education and Development. I welcome you to this class and look forward to working with you this semester. This is an introductory video on Workforce Education 560. The intent is to give you an overview of the course, to provide you with information about Canvas, and to walk you through the various components of the class, including the syllabus and then the elements that are part and parcel of the student view on the Canvas website. We'll have a chance to talk about these elements and these components. I will spend time in a separate video talking with you about the assignments and providing you with an overview of the assignments. Again, I want to emphasize that this is the student view of Canvas, the platform that we will use for course information. Workforce Education and Development 560 is a course that's a foundational course that goes back and looks at the historical roots of workforce education in the United States, and it also has deeper history. It also will take a look at the key issues and critical aspects of workforce education that make it alive, relevant, and vibrant in the 21st century in working with developing a skilled labor force. Taking a look at this, if you look at the homepage is where students in the course will be able to access information, including discussions, grading updates, announcements, and messages that come from me to you in relationship to the course. So as you activate your account and become involved in 560 this semester, this information will become update, recent, and relevant to you on the homepage. Under the announcements section, you'll find that I will provide various informational pieces regarding the announcements that are involved with this course. And if you look at the current announcements that are here, you're going to have a greetings from me that tells people that I will be using Canvas this semester, that the course will provide a variety of information, and that we will update the information as we go. But the initial work will all be loaded by the beginning of the semester for your view first day of class. There's also an announcement on textbook information. My suggestion is that you use the ISBN numbers and search for textbooks out on the web. Amazon and other vendors should have the textbook that is available to you. Also, this should be listed as information on LionPath currently. And last but not least, there's information here on submitting your papers through the process of using turnitin.psu.edu for all assignments on 560. And I'll talk a little bit about that at the onset of this particular introductory video, and I'll also talk about this again in the assignments video that moves forward. Just an overview of the assignments for this introductory video. It's important to know that all of the assignments are listed here in this assignment section. And so you can always find the assignments in multiple places. The first place you can find the assignments is here in this assignment tab. The second place you'll be able to find the assignments is in the files under a files folder dealing with assignments. And a third place that you'll be able to find the assignments is in the modules that are related to the class content. So bear with me as we continue forward. Assignment number 1 is basically a research paper that deals with various theories in relationship to workforce education and development and a presentation. This particular assignment is divided into 4, count them, 4 different parts, and I'll talk to you more about that. But the first part is an outline and a phone conversation with me about your theories research paper. The second part is here, and that is submitting the draft of your paper, and you will schedule a Zoom conference with me, a conference call with me on your draft paper for this theories research paper. And the parts 3 and 4 are the actual final research paper submitted and the PowerPoint presentation or Prezi presentation that goes along with that. Those are 4 sections to 1 assignment. So as you can tell, the theories research paper is a fairly significant piece of work for this particular course. The second major assignment is a initial minis drivers paper, and I'll talk more about this, but there are 5 key drivers in relationship to the dynamics of workforce education and development, and they have historical roots but also have current value as well. And this paper is a distillation of those 5 mini drivers. The third paper is a driver's summary analysis paper that is centered around a topic of importance, a critical issue, a problem that needs to be solved, an area of development in workforce education that you will identify, and then utilize a summary analysis with the drivers and other information around the course that will shape this third major assignment in our course. These are the 3 major assignments in the class and the associated assignment sheets that go with them. The fourth assignment that's an important assignment to understand, and again, more information as we move forward, but that is looking at discussion board posts. And I have 4 discussion board posts that you'll be involved with. Discussion board post 1 deals with the mission of workforce education. The discussion point 2 deals with leaders, laws, and events that have influenced the development of workforce education and development. The third discussion point is looking at the complexities of planning for workforce education and development in the 21st century. And the fourth discussion post is a reflection looking at the dynamics, the issues, and the challenges in workforce education and development as we move forward. Again, a separate video will be dedicated to these assignments, and I'll go into them in a little bit more in depth. But the assignments are posted here on the Canvas website. Associated with the assignments are the actual discussion posts that go with them. So for your theories paper, you will produce an executive summary, and that executive summary and also the PowerPoint will be posted for people to review. Secondly, the initial mini papers, the mini drivers paper will also have an executive summary that will need to be posted. The third assignment, which is the driver's summary paper, will have an executive summary as well. And then each of the discussion posts will have a specific format used for printing and publishing for the discussion post. And last but not least, I have a suggested definition of workforce education and development that is posted for the very beginning of the class for your review. The discussion posts are designed so that students can post material and have interaction and network building capacity. I'll talk more about that in the assignment sheet. Also on Canvas is an opportunity for you to look at your grades individually. Grades will be posted, grades are submitted, and papers and assignments are submitted through Turnitin for review and assessment, and grades are posted, and you'll be able to follow along with your grades and how well you're doing throughout the course in relationship to these assignments as they move forward. Under people are the connection of the classmates that are involved in this particular class, which is Workforce Education 560 for this semester. Under the files, this is an important aspect for candidates to review because the files have all of the folders for all of the material that is associated with the class. And these folders we'll have additional pieces of information as we move forward that I will add. Those will also show as announcements, and they will also be information that students will be aware of. But taking a look at the standards and related materials, what I've posted here are standards that are part and parcel of the Association for HRD, their ethics and standards, ACTE, which is the Association of Career and Technical Education, their high-quality CTE framework. Additionally, CTE leadership evidence list, drivers and impact variables are here. The National Board of Professional Teacher Standards in CTE are also presented here. What CTE teachers should know, and then also the professional standards for educational leadership are posted here. I also have a website with information that provides a couple of other resources for the HRD ODC community as far as ethical standards and professional practice. So in the files section, you will find the standards and related materials are posted here. You'll also see that each one of these assignment sheets are posted in the assignments under the file section. And I think it's going to be important to show you what this looks like because, for example, assignment number 1 is actually posted as a Word document, and it provides the background for the information, for the assignment, for the due dates of the parts of that assignment, the theories that are associated with learning theories, with career development theories, with performance motivation and HRD theory, and then it talks about the assignment tasks, the assignment elements, the component parts and the associated scoring rubrics for the draft overview, for the actual paper written draft, working draft, and the overview, and then the theories paper, the paper components, and again, grading rubric, and then last but not least is the theories presentation, which would be a PowerPoint where students can use Prezi if they choose, and then the associated rubric that goes with that. The point here is that in the files folder, you'll be able to see every single folder, every single file that is associated with the assignments for this particular course. And other things that are in here are going to be class activities that we will work on. There are information that will populate as we move forward with the class. Important information, and I will talk about this, is the knowledge and interest ratings instrument, the student data form, the textbooks, the Turnitin elements, and there is a PowerPoint, and I will provide additional information on the APA writing process. That will be done and prepared for you as well. Other things that are in here are the PowerPoints for the textbooks that we have. The Gordon textbook has PowerPoints that are associated here in the class, chapters 1 through 13. And the Gray and Her textbook also has PowerPoints that are associated with that particular textbook, chapters 1 through 15. And again, the writing process is hosted here in that PowerPoints element, just as a reaffirmment of the writing process here. Talk about resources. There's additional HRD and ODC ethical and professional standards that are here, and then website resources that are available for review. These align with the standards folder that are here and are additional information in that resource material. So when you're looking at standards, also make sure that you look at resources to have that information. The course syllabus is also loaded here. Again, this is in a Word document. It also is available for you, and I will take a few minutes to go through this in this introductory video, but it includes a multitude of information that covers the waterfront, if you will, for this particular course, Workforce Education 560. Also in the folders are theory PowerPoint presentations. Once students have done their PowerPoints and have done presentations, we will make sure that all of those PowerPoints are loaded here for class members to share. The Turnitin document is here as well. Web resources are here, and Zoom and Camtasia production information will also be housed here as well. Under the syllabus is also loaded. The syllabus you can find in a couple of different places. You can find under the Files folder, as I've talked about here, and it can also be found as a direct link to the course content in Canvas as well. It's the exact same syllabus. It's just done in a little bit different HTML format here with live links and also the actual specific due dates with assignments and additional information that is associated with the class here. This makes this camera ready and also a web link access ready as well, where the other syllabus is a Word document, and so it's presented as a Word document file for you to review. We'll talk about the syllabus in just a moment. Also important to the class is the fact that we present the information in modules, and so the modules that are associated with 560 align with the course syllabus schedule and actual readings and activities. And I'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But please make sure that the modules, as you review them, provide the information that you're going to need in relationship to the course, including the PowerPoints, the knowledge and interest rating instrument, student data sheet, the textbooks, Turnitin, and then an overview in those modules dealing with the focus areas. And I'm going to just go back for a moment here and take a look at the folders, and what I will do is add a folder here that will include the class activities and also the modules in relationship to the material. So those will be posted. The modules, by that what I mean is the Module 1 focus area. Should be here. At any rate, that information will be posted for you and for candidates to view and to see in relationship to the course. And if you look at this particular series, Module 1 has a variety of things in it. You'll see Module 2 with additional information, Module 3, and we see progressive elements with assignments, and those things move forward. Module 4, Module 5, and you follow through the course. This will take you through the bits and pieces and chunks of the course that are going to be found in these modules. It will also be important for class members to recognize that the modules align with the course schedule in the syllabus. You'll want to follow the course schedule. That is the comprehensive information dealing with Workforce Education 560, and then the module provides the additional associated information. Another important point is to understand that in the library reserves there will be a section that is posted that deals specifically with e-reserve articles. And so when we get to the syllabus and we look at the syllabus here in just a moment, it will be important to understand that there are associated library reserve research readings along with textbook assignments and PowerPoint information that are all cumulative for candidates to be reviewing as part of the work that they are going to be involved with this Workforce Education and Development 560, History and Philosophical Foundations of Workforce Ed for this particular semester. So this is an overview of what the Canvas website looks like, and there will be many elements that will be populated as we move forward with the class, but this is where you can find information. Having said that, what I want to do is move forward and talk with you a little bit about Turnitin on the assignments. And I'm going to just open this a little bit so that folks can see this a little bit better. Make sure that we have this information available. For all of the assignments, including the discussion boards, what I am going to be requiring is that candidates in Workforce Education 560, Historical and Philosophical Foundations of Workforce Education, use the turnitin.psu.edu website. Turnitin is a software tool that is designed to check students' paper regarding academic integrity and specifically looking at the issues of plagiarism, which is a serious issue in today's higher education. The intent here is to make sure that your work is original, that citations are appropriate, and that you have used references and direct quotes appropriately. What Turnitin will do is it will flag information if it is not appropriately cited, if it is not appropriately referenced, or if it is not appropriately paraphrased, or if direct quotes are not specified in your paper. The issue with this is that you need to follow APA 6th edition writing. And APA 6th edition writing speaks to the issue that if you are using other people's work and you are citing their work, you need to either paraphrase their work and provide a citation, or if you are using more specific words that come directly from that source, what you need to do is you need to use a direct quote with parentheses and also a page number. If you're using a word structure that's more than 40 words, then you'll need to use the APA edition block quote and also the direct citation from the source. Additionally, references are going to be critically important in papers, and professional writing is going to be an absolute necessity here. I have the Turnitin account set up for Workforce Education and Development 560 for this particular semester. You'll need to make sure that your account is set up and ready for the semester, and that all of your assignments will be submitted to turnitin.psu.edu for grading purposes on the due dates. I want to make sure that candidates understand that with Turnitin, you turn in your final assignment. Make sure that you submit that final assignment that you are submitting for grading purposes only once. And you would submit it in relationship to the turnitin.psu.edu website. And also just make sure that you understand the structure here. With these assignments, I will provide feedback if people choose to ask me to review their assignments before they're actually submitted. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but in my review of assistance, that is not intended to be an exhaustive review. I will review your assignment. I'll provide you with some feedback. I will not be doing multiple reviews with multiple revisions before the due date. The submissions will be actually needing to be revised, if so, before you submit to Turnitin. So when you submit, just as I've identified here, you are submitting your final assignment for grading purposes, and it's submitted to Turnitin only once. The additional piece here is that your final assignment will be for grading purposes. I will have an opportunity to review that information, and if there are concerns with plagiarism or other issues, I will be in touch with you, and we will follow issues and outlines and conversation, see academic integrity on the course syllabus. And once you've submitted your assignment, they will be graded accordingly. So again, just want to reiterate here that with Turnitin will be being used for all assignments in Workforce Education 560. I will use that as a tool to look for academic integrity issues. Submit your final assignment, submit it only once. Once you know that that is the final assignment that you feel most comfortable submitting, and that will be the one that will be used for grading purposes. That's the information on Turnitin. Also want to talk with you a little bit about other things that are here. I'm interested in having students fill out the student data form, And basically what this is a student information sheet that allows me to find out a little bit more about you so that I have some background information in relationship to working with you in the course. This asks for your name, it asks for your email, it asks for your address and your phone number, your work address and phone number. Email is also critically important there. Your professional position and your duties, the licenses and credentials that you hold, the degrees of the licenses that you're working towards, your career aspirations, your areas of interest or areas of expertise, your course expectations, and any other comments that you think will be important for me as your instructor in Workforce Education 560 for this particular semester. So I will look for those to be turned in by Friday of the first week. You can turn those in to me at mwh10@psu.edu. That is my email address, and that will be listed on the syllabus. You can also turn in your materials that deal with knowledge and interest ratings. And what I've done in Workforce Education in 560 is I've provided you with an opportunity to give me some feedback in relationship to the content areas that we will be covering, the subject matter that we'll be covering in 560 during this semester. And I'm asking you in the first or middle column to actually tell me what your knowledge rating is of that subject area. 1 indicates that you would have no knowledge of the subject, and 5 would indicate that you would have excellent knowledge of the subject. You could be a subject matter expert, and for all intents and purposes could teach that aspect of the course because you have that level of skill set and that level of skill knowledge, which is excellent. In the interest area, also will provide me with some insight in relationship to how interested are you in learning more about that particular topic area. 1 indicates that you have no interest, and a 5 indicates that you have an extremely high interest in that area. What I'm interested in having candidates do is fill this chart out for me regarding your knowledge area and also your interest area ratings. And that will help me to basically look at the content in the course and shape the course to meet the needs of the participants in the course for this particular semester. This is going to be very, very valuable for me in helping to shape the identity and the content as we move forward with the course. Finally, what I want to do is spend some time looking at the syllabus and talking with you about key concepts. Again, you'll have an opportunity to review the syllabus in greater detail, and in our first class session, you'll have an opportunity to talk with me about questions that you may have. Workforce Education and Development 560 is offered this semester in a face-to-face, on-campus configuration, or students may Zoom in using telecommunication, Zoom as that tool. We are meeting in 409H Keller Building on Tuesdays, and there is 1 Saturday meeting that is part of this particular course. And so the course syllabus outlines our meetings as the 4th of September from 6 to 9, Tuesday evening in 409H Keller Building, or you can Zoom in. The 25th of September, again Tuesday from 6 to 9. The Saturday meeting is the 20th of October from 9 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon on Saturday in 409H Keller, or you can Zoom in. My preference would be to have candidates come to campus because this is where we are going to do a major class production and presentation dealing with work that you've done in the course to date. Also on November 6th, we have a meeting from 6 to 9 on Tuesday, and November 27th from 6 to 9 on Tuesday as well. Those are the actual class meetings for Workforce Education 560 this semester. There are 2 individual instruction instructor interactions that are scheduled by the candidate that are associated with where we are with this particular course for this particular semester. And that basically deals with Workforce Education 560, taking a look at assignment number 1, taking a look at part number 1 of that, which is a conference dealing with your outline and work plan for the theories research paper, and that occurs on week number 4. And then week number 7, we have a Zoom meeting to review the submitted assignment number 1 working draft. And again, that will be scheduled by the candidate with your instructor for the week of the 4th for the draft and the outline, and the week of the 7th for your initial working draft, and then the Zoom conference that will be a follow-up with that. My instructor materials are here. Information for me. Basically, as I've said, I'm a professor of education in the Department of Learning and Performance Systems in the Workforce Education and Development Program. I am in charge of the CTE Leadership Program there and work with the Personal Professional Development Center. My office is located in 411C Keller Building at University Park. Keller Building is diagonally across from the Nittany Lion Inn. You have my office phone and my phone number to leave a message for me. My cell phone is listed here as well. The fax machine in our office is listed there, and also my email address. I will tell you, with today's connection and interaction with the World Wide Web, I'm basically 24/7 with my cell phone. And so email is probably the best way for you to contact me and to connect with me. I don't have specific office hours scheduled, but I will schedule office hours by appointment. Please either call or send me an email. Again, an email is probably the most efficient and effective way to communicate with me. I will be more than happy to communicate with students via email, to set up phone conference calls with you as need be. And if you would like, and there is a need for, we can actually schedule Zoom conferences as well. So those are resources and supports that I can provide you here. The course description, basically in 560, we are looking at the historical and philosophical foundations in workforce education. We're going to focus on the historical, legal, philosophical, and disciplinary foundations of workforce education. I plan to structure the class using a learning community framework. We will do that in an open concept with open discussion, open communication, discussion boards that will facilitate information and opportunities for us to engage. The course focuses on a variety of different things, which include the origin of and the development of workforce education, particularly in the United States, taking a look at programs and participation, taking a look at the dynamics of workforce education and development and the challenges that face us, taking a look at HRD and CTE as the two main areas within the particular construct of workforce education and development in the United States. There are key readings that will also be assigned that come from the McLean and Wilson 2006 International Handbook on Education for the Changing World of Work. This is bridging academic and vocational learning and their connections to the foundation and the future of workforce education. We'll use these readings to continue to investigate the development of workforce education and development in the United States and actually internationally. The course schedule, as I've already talked about, we have 4 class evening sessions that are Tuesday evenings and 1 class Saturday session that are being held. The information is here, and also the location, which is 409H Keller Building at the University Park campus. If candidates are going to be using Zoom and are going to use the connection through the web, you'll want to make sure that you have the necessary internet capacity, web access, and also the electronics to handle telecommunication video conferencing for this particular course. If you have questions on that, what I would ask you to do is please be in touch with the Penn State IT Help Desk. They will be helpful in relationship to course configuration, bandwidth, speed, and those kinds of things for the capacity for the course. Course rationale is fairly straightforward. I think that it's absolutely essential for candidates who are going to be professionals in workforce education and development to know the historical and legal foundations and the principles that drive workforce education and development in America. These are central concepts to you as a professional working in the field, and they're absolutely important. Some things that we will focus on are the two missions of workforce education and development. One of those clearly is career and technical education at the secondary and the post-secondary level. It's an educational program. The other is taking a look at HRD and ODC and taking a look at the business-based, industry-based, and also workforce-based development for training in the private sector and also in the public sector, taking a look at workforce training programs that are offered through the public sector would be the Department of Labor, Work One, taking a look at other programs that are there. And in the education side, it would be secondary career and technical education offered at the high school level, and also taking a look at the two-year technical colleges that are offering associate degrees across the country in various capacities in post-secondary. Early development of workforce education and training is part of the conversation. There are critical leaders in legislation that are absolutely influential in the field, and looking at some of the early conversations around workforce development. You have the Dewey and the Prosser debates. You also have early legislation that dealt with the Smith-Hughes Act of 1917, and then there are critical issues that have influenced the field. Interestingly enough, World War I and World War II had a significant impact on the shaping of our field. Also, we'll take a look at theories in learning, theories in career development, and theories in HRD and motivational performance theories will be discussed. We'll take a look at programs and practices and who benefits from workforce ed, the dynamics that shape that, and these are the 5 drivers that I've talked about: globalization, technology, the new economy, political changes, and demographic shifts, and we'll spend more time talking about that. And last but not least, number 7, lucky 7 if you will, are the challenges and the opportunities that are ahead in looking at shaping workforce education and development. The course objectives are listed here, and you can take a look at those. They deal with the course content and align with critical aspects of learning. Student competencies, these are the things that I expect students to gain from the course and be able to move forward with. Understanding the historical and foundational roots of workforce education and development, being able to discuss the impact of leaders and legislation and events in the field, being able to make specific recommendations around theories, learning theories, career development theories, motivational performance, and HRD theories that shape the field. Students will be able to discuss the implications of the 5 drivers, and students will have an opportunity to identify a pressing issue with the field that you feel is valid and be able to research that, validate that, and then talk specifically about how this has an impact on shaping the future of workforce education and development, and then obviously be able to do research in the area. There are 2 texts that are required for the course. The first text is the Gordon text. This is a 2014 4th edition. I've given you the publisher, the name of the text, the author, and the ISBN number for your following up and soliciting the text. The other text that we have is the Gray and Her text. This is an older text. It's a 1998 text, but it does an excellent job of framing the foundation of workforce education. It provides the basics. And I've given you the publisher and also the ISBN number for that particular text as well. These selected readings that come from the McLean and Wilson series are actually provided for you in the e-reserves, and there are also additional readings that are provided for you as well. I use additional texts that I have found important to use. Organizational theory and change. I've used a text that deals with looking at career planning and work-based practices. These couple of texts have been important for me. They are not required texts, but they're texts that I use. We also have related e-learning e-resource documents, and then I have websites that are on the Canvas documents for your review as well. The important piece with the course schedule, and I want to take a couple of minutes to just hit the highlights here for you. I will present you with the weeks of study, and then the topics that we will be covering, and then the specific readings that are associated with the coursework, and then the assignments or the reading materials as well. And these are also delineated in blocks under those modules that I talked about earlier. You will see as well the Zoom sessions are highlighted, the dates are highlighted, and then the content material and also the discussion points that will be a focus from the assignments that have an interaction with those Zoom lessons are going to be important. So as you look through this, make sure you'll follow along with the dates, with the work that is going to be conducted, with the information that is associated with that, and then with the assignments as they roll through the course. And you can take a look at that assignment section as well. As you are reviewing the Canvas materials, and you are reviewing the modules, and you're reviewing what you need to be doing, please follow the syllabus course schedule and then align that with the appropriate modules, with the appropriate readings, with the appropriate PowerPoints, with the appropriate text chapters and elements that go along with this particular course, along with the assignments or the work activities that are due. So the schedule on the syllabus is going to be very, very important. Additionally, I will provide within the syllabus supplemental specific assignment sheets. I've pointed those out earlier, and I will have a separate Camtasia video that will deal with that. There is a point charge for any late assignments. Please review that. Also, assignments are due on their due date unless you've worked with me, your instructor, for an extension prior to the due date. These are only provided under extenuating circumstances, and so just a blanket extension is not going to occur. There need to be extenuating circumstances that are compelling by university policy for me to give you an extension here. And late assignments that are not approved but come in late will be penalized 5% off per day for each day the assignment is late. So please work with me on this and make sure that we're on target with that. Understand as well, the syllabus is a dynamic document, and there may be elements of change. There may be some elements that we provide additional resources and additional information for you through the announcements and make those available to you on Canvas. The good news, there are no exams in Workforce Education and Development 560. All of the grading and all of the work is done in the assignments that I've talked with you about. And taking a look at those actual assignments that are out there. The assignments are listed here. The point structures are listed here. This is the grading cycle that is used with the actual grade and the percentages. All grades are based on true rounding. On true averages, my error. True averages, no rounding will occur. So I want to make sure that candidates understand this and understand this well. If you have a 89.7, you have an 89, which is a B plus. If you have a 90.1 or a 90.0, you have a 90, which is an A minus in the class. So this delineates what you will do in relationship to the course, the percentages, and your grade. You'll be able to figure out. Understand, true average, no rounding occurs. I also use competency-based, and I want to talk with you about that. Competency-based basically says that if assignments are written and they're not at a level where you're going to earn a C plus or higher, then I will give you the opportunity with some additional instruction to resubmit the corrected assignment with a point charge, and that will give you an opportunity to resubmit and basically have a higher grade if there are elements of your paper that need additional work. In all due candor, I'd rather look at your paper before you submit and provide you with feedback and not have to go through the point charge and have you do the revision process. But if there is a need to do the revision process, I'm a strong believer in competency-based. I want students to do well in my course, and so if your papers do not do well, then I'll provide you with an opportunity to revise one time with additional insight. Also note that all assignments must be completed by 4 o'clock on the due date listed here to earn a grade of D minus or higher in the class, and that all assignments must be completed to receive a grade. You can't skip assignments. Instructor assistance, as I've said, I'm happy to work with you on any elements that you need. The best way to connect with me is through email, and then if we need to do follow-up phone conferencing or Zoom conferencing or other arrangements, I'm happy to do that with you. I want my students to be successful. So if you need to schedule an appointment, or if you'd like to do a phone appointment or a Zoom appointment, please do that. Email is the easiest, most expeditious way to connect with me. Attendance, we've talked a little bit about. It's going to be important for you to attend the classes. You have the opportunity to do that via face-to-face. Or if you so choose, you may use Zoom. Just need to make sure that you have the capacity to accept telecommunications using Zoom, and that your computer bandwidth and speed is what is required for you to be actively participating. Again, attendance is outlined here per university policy. If you have to have an absence for a required university policy absence, then please make sure that I have that information for official university activities, or for doctor's notes for sicknesses or those things. If you are experiencing a religious observation, obviously those are not counted as absences, and they must be, identified and communicated with me in advance. Academic integrity. The university policy here, policy 40-20, talks specifically about academic integrity. I would encourage you to please review that. If there is an issue or a breach of academic integrity within my class, my expectation is the violation will follow code, and then we will basically result in a 50% reduction on any of the associated assignments, with the revision required to rectify the issues. If there is a more serious issue that is associated with academic integrity, then I will follow up with the university and the college, and also the professor in charge of the workforce education and development program as need be. Again, coming back to Turnitin, all assignments will be submitted to Turnitin. This is a precursor to taking a look at academic integrity, as I've talked about. Candidates are required to submit all of those assignments, and I've provided additional information and web links here. Also, it will be important to understand that you will be writing assignments in the APA 6th edition manual. It's going to be important for you to purchase that and to actively use that. I provided some examples here of websites that can be used as examples, but I want to caution. The actual text itself is going to be your best your best bet as far as following APA. So purchase the manual, use the manual. You'll use it throughout your studies at Penn State in graduate programming. Disability accommodation statement. If you have a disability, you'll need to work with the Student Disability Services at Penn State University. Please make sure that you see the website and the phone number, the Office of Disability Services. Then we'll work with me and we will work with you to provide the accommodations that need to be made. But without having the university's Office of Disability Services involved, those accommodations will not occur. Those accommodations need to come through. You're working with them working with me, them and us taking a look at the kinds of things that are going to be best needed to make you successful in my course. And that really is the issue here, is I want my students to be successful. There's also information on counseling and psychological services here at the university with websites and phone numbers. Please feel free to use those resources as need be. Again, information critically important for students. And then the educational equity reporting bias statement here, and also the reporting page if there are issues that are of concern in relationship to work that is being done and your involvement here at Penn State University. So please make sure that you have a chance to review that information as well. This is the syllabus. Again, as I've said, critical information that outlines the course, the process, the content, the conceptualization, the textbooks, the readings, and most importantly, the course schedule. And then associated supports for candidates in Workforce Education 560 this semester. What I want to do is just recap the Canvas website for you. Again, as I've said, we're in the student view, and the home page is going to be critically important. That will give you immediate updates and information in real time on the home page. The announcements are where you'll find current announcements and additional information. The assignment sheets are located here. Discussion boards are where you're going to have interaction with class members amongst yourselves, and there's a grading component that goes with that. There are grades that are associated here, individually, people, collectively as class membership. The files, remember, have all of the material in folders that are available. That is the course content available to you, and this will be populated as we go. Much of it is currently populated. The syllabus is here. Modules identify and associate with the class schedule that is on the syllabus, and also the e-reserves are associated here as well for you from library resources for Workforce Ed 560. I look forward to working with you this semester. I think we're going to have a great course. I look forward to establishing and facilitating and engaging and being part of our learning community. And I welcome you to Workforce Education 560 for this semester. Again, my email address is mwh10@psu.edu. I'm your instructor, Dr. Michael Harvey, and I look forward very much to working with you and having a successful semester. Thank you very much.